Hello, everyone. Today I'm here to share my experiences with sessions as well as a journey which was entirely different, which has been extremely, what I'll say, wonderful, surprising, amazing, whatnot. All the adjectives can be added. Uh, and also, I'm very happy that I was also listening to Mani sir's wife's past life now about the eyes and how is the karma responsible for that. So, to a brief introduction about me, I'm Dr. Pratyusha. I completed my MD General Medicine in 2012, and I was a general physician. Usually, after becoming a general physician, the conventional path would be either you become a super specialist like cardiologist, neurologist, and all. But life took a different turn for me, and I chose an unconventional path. And I got certified in multiple treatment modalities like positive psychology, nutrition, diabetes, lifestyle, neuro-linguistic programming, emotional intelligence, and also pranic healing. And I combine all these treatment modalities in my approach. And we developed a unique approach called Praveha Integrative Approach with the sole aim of helping people to achieve holistic health. I strongly believe that health means holistic health. It's not mere absence of disease, but well-being in all the four dimensions of health: physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental dimensions. There are many complex and chronic health conditions where medicines alone, that is mainstream allopathy alone, is not sufficient. Exactly, this understanding made me to integrate all these alternative therapies as well as ancient methods and design this approach, which is immensely beneficial to the people. And exactly when I was at the crossroads, I was having intense spiritual experiences. At the same time, I was intensely confused. What are these experiences? Are they my imaginations? Are they happening? Why are these happening? But they are very vivid. They are very clear. I could recall them very clearly. Actually, when I was in a deep meditation one day, actually within a short span of time, many gurus came into my life and they went away. And I came to a certain level where I was having question, who is my next guru? That was my dilemma. So during that time, it was an intense phase of confusion, suffering, whatnot. At that time, I had so many experiences. One of the person who was sitting beside me in airport very clearly spoke to me about Shiva and all those things. And exactly, he was sharing the answers for the questions I was having in my mind. What is Guru and how we had to treat the Guru? Can we travel without Guru? All those things. And there was a doctor from Harvard. I used to take care of her parents, and she came to my consultation chamber. And suddenly, the discussion shifted to Shiva, and she was sharing like Adi Guru becomes your Guru one time. Please hold on, and all those things. And that's how in my when I was in deep meditation, this thing came to me like you had to get a tattoo of Shiva on your right hand. So I was having my own dilemmas because my skin is very sensitive, actually. But then again, I believed my heart, my intuition, and I went on and I got this tattoo, which was so beautiful. And this tattoo brought a wonderful person into my life. That is Jitendra sir, actually. He attended one of the conferences where I was sharing how we were able to help a patient suffering with Crohn's disease. Years of suffering, this holistic integrative approach helped her to get relieved of her suffering. When I was sharing about Louis Hayes' mirror work and he also observed the tattoo, it seems. And I think Shiva was indirectly sending messages to Jiten sir, and he spoke to me and he very patiently explained about the process. He clarified all my doubts. And still, I was not convinced. Then Jiten sir one day told, Madam, at least we'll see. I told him very surprisingly, I told him, Sir, I don't have any questions what to do. Then Sir told, Okay, if you are not having any questions, at least we'll see, Madam, why you are so spiritual. We'll see that. And I'm very, very thankful. I'm very, very grateful to Mani Sir because he conducted that surrogate session for me, where exactly that past life very, very relevant. And it is an answer for my dilemmas, my questions, my confusion, exactly at that particular point of time. What are the internal conflicts I was having? Because I wanted to be an allopathic physician. At the same time, I wanted to integrate pranic healing. So it's very challenging for a mainstream medicine doctor. It's not very easy to means. So my dilemma was I want to do both. I want to be a psychological counselor also. So exactly, I was not understanding how to go about this. What is this? And the desire was intense actually. I love general medicine very much. I'm very hardcore allopathic physician. At the same time, I'm very open to all these techniques and therapies because my sole intention was to help people experience that well-being. So, and a lot of dilemmas actually, no one can clear these dilemmas exactly. Because if I speak to my other doctors, they understand. Uh, they can't give me any suggestion. Exactly at that point of time, this one session revealed that I was a healer in my past life. So that's how I understood my purpose. And it's not only a session which revealed what I am in the past life, why I'm so spiritual, but also it gave me so many inputs how to move forward. And, you know, the divine himself is motivating you. I couldn't imagine because the way he is motivating me, he's nurturing me in that session was like, it's almost like your friend, your mother, your colleague, your dear ones. So I was really shocked how how can a divine consciousness be so generous, so kind? Because our perception of divine consciousness is like we always create a gap. We always create a gap. We think they are not approachable. We think that we are not worth of that approach. We think we are not worth of talking to them or approaching them. So exactly that stereotype was broken on that day. How I was nurtured, how was I guided on this session. And after that, there were particular instructions in that session for me. And I was being a very sincere student. Diligently, I followed the instructions, and the path revealed. And the path revealed. My confusions were cleared, and I knew I came to know very clearly what are the treatment modalities I had to integrate from the existing ones. And beautifully we designed this approach. We were helping so many people, and after that also I consistently means regularly I took these sessions, and whenever I had doubts, I always now I seek for the divine help because it is always there. So very practically how spirituality can be integrated into our daily lives, these sessions are great examples for that, because I'm a strong believer that spiritual dimension is not something which is a different one. It should be a part and parcel of our life. It's a everyday thing in our life. So exactly these sessions were reinforcing my belief system, and also I was following all the instructions, and the way divine we are I was uniting with the divine consciousness was extremely beautiful. How generous they are, how generous the divine beings are, and how approachable they are. And that too in this era of Kali Yuga, if we are fortunate enough to get this guidance, I think we have done a lot of our souls has done a lot of work. Otherwise, we will not get into this path at all. It is not. It's a huge blessing for all of us to be in this space, to be experienced these, to have these experiences at this point of time. And exactly from the beginning, I think I was guided. For a long time, I was guided. Now I could recollect my experiences. From a very long time, I was guided. But the thing is, your intellect, your logical mind, your doubts will dwindle this intuition. It actually diminishes the intuitive power. So, but after these sessions, what happened is I could uh, means counter this logical mind. I could means change my thought process, what all the doubts I'm having, and I could beautifully uh, strengthen the intuitions. I became more receptive, and the experiences became more intensive, and they're very clear for me now. Very clear. Exactly, I'll share one of the experience now. When I think yesterday I was doing something, suddenly this thought came to me, which we were working. One of the guidance, I was working in certain device, there was a guidance. Suddenly I thought, that thought came to me suddenly. Then I checked my time. It was 11:11. I know the angels are guiding me always. The before day, I think a week before also, we were discussing about one beautiful product which will be immensely helpful in neurodegenerative diseases. And I saw the time on my mobile, it was 11:11. So angels, the divine beings, the benevolent beings are always guiding me because I was chosen for this. And the beautiful thing is, all your questions, all your dilemmas, will come to an end when you know your purpose. And fortunately, at this age, I was able to realize my purpose and I'm guided on this path. Believe me, once you are aligned and you realize your purpose and you are moving in that direction, you will experience only bliss. Irrespective of external situations, there will be intense, deep bliss and peace which nobody can take away from you and which you can't acquire by doing anything in your life except for aligning with your purpose. And the way I got connected with the divine consciousness, I think the beautiful way in which I can lead my life is to surrender. For me, surrender is the thing which is a shortcut for decreasing the cycles of birth and death. It's a shortcut. Once you surrender, the journey of the soul that has to take place to attain nirvana, the communion with the communion of Atman with Paramatman will be cut down. Karma will be cleared. That is surrender for me. That is the shortcut for me. And it is the easiest way to live your life. Means the human consciousness should be collapsed and the divine consciousness, you should allow the divine consciousness to fill you as much as possible. And I am in that process. I'm in the process of mastering this process and this beautiful process of surrender, which was explained in one of the chapters in the Power of Now book written by Eckhart Tolle. He's a great spiritual teacher. Even before getting into these sessions, I was continuously listening to that. Means the divine is always preparing me. Without my knowledge, I am getting guidance. Now, with my knowledge, I am uh, acknowledging the guidance. I'm aware of the guidance. That's the only difference. I have been guided. I was guided, and immensely thankful for that. And now, as I shared in one of the what means a few days back, I shared in the group like how I listen to these recorded videos of my sessions. Whenever I have a dilemma, whenever I feel low, I just listen to these sessions, and also not only that, on a daily basis, also I listen to these sessions because they're very beautiful. Every time I listen to my sessions, there is another. Means the depth of understanding is different, entirely different. Something will strike your mind, and above all, you will feel intensely means very calm and peaceful. Some sense of calmness, some sense of bliss. The smile on your face will always come when you listen to these sessions. I think that is the greatest wealth one can get because looking at the situations now which are happening in our lives, and they can be as the time passes, we come across worse situations, and that too in my field where I always deal with intense suffering. And this kind of blessing for me, like to be peaceful at any point of time, that is the greatest treasure or wealth I found with these QHHT sessions. And I'm very thankful to Jitendra sir and also all the community people and sir who took my surrogate session, Mani sir, and all the this entire support system. And Shiva is like someone I feel like he's always with me. I don't even thank him because at this point of time I feel like I am Shiva, he is me. There is no distinction at all. That's how I started living my life. And once I had an experience with Guru where he was sharing that he was an enlightened being, where he was sharing that even some romantic song plays in his means when he plays some song or some Bollywood song or something, immediately he will imagine, means the visualization of Narsima will come and he will be hugging Narsima and all. And this beautiful experience happened with me as well. When I was listening to some favorite music, what happened is suddenly I was hugging Shiva, I was in his lap, and all those things. And I had intense experiences where I had Shiva was giving me feeding, like he was breastfeeding me. Because this experience, the meaning of this experience is my mom was a chronic schizophrenic, so that's the reason I had an intensely traumatic childhood, where that mother component was seriously missing from my life. So I mean, immediately, I don't know what shifted in me. That lack was fulfilled after this experience. I'm a very good observer, so that pain was removed. I could really sense that he filled my mother's place. He became everything for me. And after that, even though the situations were the same, but the way I approach, the way I take them was entirely different. And now, by his immense blessings, Everything shifted in my life. All the relationships were beautiful, and everybody is supporting me because one thing, I am aligned with my purpose. Once you are aligned with your purpose, the immense blessings will be immense because uh, it's something very meaningful. You are contributing to others' life. When you are ready to contribute to others' life, divine will be blessing you immensely. You can't even imagine the blessings, the what I'll say, the magnitude of the blessings, because they are very very benevolent beings, and we should raise our vibrations. We should collapse the human consciousness, and we should erase our doubts and just unite, just be in the path, realize the purpose, fulfill the purpose. I think that's the ultimate goal of any human life. Yeah. So thank you so much, Jiten sir, for this wonderful platform. It I can't really express in words what does it mean to me and how these sessions are very very meaningful to me. I try always not to cry, but every time these tears will flow, and each and every time it happens many times for me during the day, during the practice, during the sessions, during the time I think of Shiva, tears just roll down my life, my cheeks. And in the immense bouts of compassion that happen during healing sessions, tears just roll down. So the experiences are really beautiful. They are really intense. And only thing is, you should prepare yourself to hold on to those experiences. That's how Jiten sir is really supporting me. He was always there for me whenever I had challenges during this path. So I'm immensely grateful for him again, and also for Shiva. Like, what can I say? Like, I'm living life of completely filled by Shiva consciousness. That's all I can say.
That beautiful tattoo, can you show?
Yes, I will. I would love to. I think, is it visible, sir?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yes, yes, it is, it is. Yes. I was, it's the biggest doctor's event. I just went for the, I think 2 to 5 minutes. I just, I just gave a camera to my friend. I just to get back. I went. I'm looking at, a doctor talking about mirror work, talking about psychology. Doctors always talk about medicines. Maybe these days, 10% they talk about nutrition a bit. That's it. Food, it's very rare. The doctor talking about the psychological aspect of it. See, what we know from the doctors and from the masters, it's always your relations, your emotions. If you are happy, then the life cycle will be different. When you have some kind of issue in relations, it may be relation, it may be finances, it can be anything that actually affects your health also, that no doctor will talk, right? She's actually talking about it. Okay. And when I saw the tattoo, then, and very fortunately, she just came and she just sat beside me. One chair is there. Then I saw the tattoo. Then, then when I saw the tattoo, I just started. So it's all orchestrated.
In one of the sessions,
Yeah.
in recently in one of the sessions, where Shiva told that he was calling Jiten sir from the tattoo. In one of
Huh.
the session recently, Shiva also said he was calling Jiten sir from the tattoo. Like we were laughing actually. Yeah.
And a very first surrogate session, Lord Shiva have come. Then after one angel have come. These all we never know who actually come and who actually guide. That I still remember that Natalian Christopher. That was that was
Nathalie.
Christopher, right? So that was something. So this is something.
Jesus came in one of the session.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am.
Jesus also came in one of the session, and he was referring to Lord Shiva as my brother, and
Yeah.
that message was beautiful. He told that it is for the Loka Kalyana. This session is for Loka Kalyana. So we are all, there are no differences. It is oneness, and beautiful session.
Yes. 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 So basically, there are so many stories of big entrepreneurs. They get guidance from their ancestors, their gurus. So here, the biggest thing is the mother dolores always says that you don't have to experience so much. As ma'am said, then it will create more and more incarnations. Let's be shortcut. Just surrender. This is exactly mother dolores words actually. I know Patricia ma'am never read those books, but the same words are coming. See. how the alignment is. This is all our theory. No, the biggest shortcut is a surrender. When you know that this is all e- existing, they guide, and you can open the path, and you get to know what exactly to do, what to do, the major things. You don't have to experience, fail, and do again. And no, this is something experimenting, and you're creating. Obviously, when you won't learn your lessons, you have to incarnate again and again. This is something a very, very biggest thing in life. I don't know how many people are really, resonating with this, but people come for, I know, for the issues and all, but the biggest thing is reduce the reincarnations, learn your lessons, and crack your karma. That's it. We are here for experiences. That's how the suffering should not come, even the problem is there. So that's the ultimate goal. And we'll have one more session from Pratisha ma'am. I always talk about what's a good health, what's the best things to have. Okay, no doctor talks about it. I'm very interested from the beginning. Okay, so one doctor you have to have who takes care of your health, not your diseases, not your
Yeah,
issues only. Okay, so that is very, very important. I always say that, this is something you do along with it. This is not a different thing. You have to have it, and you have to add on this cosmic energy also. And there's a line from Dolores, always she says that your sessions you have to listen multiple times before you sleep, especially because at that time your subconscious mind will open and the more alignment will happen. And you know what? In one of her session, I don't remember who the energy is, Shiva or the Jesus. They said she's taking as a prescription, doctor's prescription, how we have to follow so seriously, so diligently, so strictly. She is the only one who is following, listening to her own sessions multiple times. I always say that leave the past life part, that's okay. But your instruction, you have to listen so many times so that the ways will open. And with that frequency, the healing will happen. The healing will happen with that frequency only. you know when you listen to calmer voice, you get happy feeling. When you listen to a song of somewhere 2005 or 2000s, Hrithik Roshan's, then you go to that mode, right? So that is frequency, it actually works. So same way it works when you listen to your own recordings, when the healing happened, when the forgiveness, whatever it is, it actually works multiple times. And she's actually a biggest example for me. And my biggest blessing is, the all the people who actually come is a real blessing for me also. Gratitude to Pratyusha ma'am, always like she's a go-to. to so always, like, there are beautiful people who actually even I'm learning a lot. You see that how Manish are inspiring, making a 600 days continuous meditation even when he's flight. So that's why I just created this community where we inspire each other. Because, as I said, when I went for the 2 weeks trip, I'm very proud that, seriously, first time I felt proud that I'm teaching so many things. Sometimes I feel that it's all basics, but no, I have to teach. That's what I actually realized. People wasting so much of time with anger, frustrations, whatnot, which is a lower vibration things which are not required, but that is what it's happening outside. I never realized. So this trip actually made me realize that. And I'll add more things which may be basics for me, but it is very important for everyone. So
uh,
yeah.
and one more thing I wanted to share in these sessions. Uh, Actually, after I means I aligned with Shiva and my purpose so much, Shiva has become my go-to person. Like he has become my guidance in many aspects. So we need not stick on to like our spiritual experiences or karma or something else, because as I mentioned, spirituality is a dimension of life. It is a very practical dimension of life which is required for our day-to-day living. So you can ask specific questions. The more specific you are, the more specific guidance you get. So you can ask specific questions because even they are the angels, the benevolent beings, the higher power is always looking for us. They want to guide us. They want to guide us. It's our ignorance that which is inhibiting us from connecting with them. because they're so benevolent. Like you can inspire your angels like anything. They're always there to guide you on whatever level you want. So will you have any hindrance to ask something from your parents, from your spouses, from your close friends? In the same way, why not? The divine is above all these people. They are much more than all these people. It's only our relationship. We need to build up that relationship. Once we get into that zone, you can ask any specific questions. There is no absolutely, there is no uh, restriction on anything. They are the go-to persons. That's what the means greatest realization of my life. So you can't trust. Will there be anyone trustworthy than divine? No, not at all. No chance at all. So if at all we were able to connect at that level, I think I was immensely blessed to get to that level, to get that connection with my higher self, with the benevolent beings, because they are very, very, very approachable. This is the guidance specifically I want everyone to understand and also reinforce my thought process, because they are very much approachable. Because in this session, when I asked my Shiva, like, please come in the form of physical form, I want to experience. Please come in the form of dog and means take my offering. He told like, this is how I want my devotees to be. Exactly, without any inhibition, I want my devotees to realize me in every being, everywhere, because divine consciousness is permeating the entire universe. This is a practical thought process how we can understand that, because there are so many. I have been very spiritual. Uh, Luckily, there were so many spiritual experiences, guidances. We come across Prahlad. He will say like that. A very proverb is there. That sloka is there. ఇందు గలవాడు అందులేడన్న సందేహము వరదు చక్రి సర్వోపగతుండు అని. So that is exactly a thought process. So now you realize Shiva in every way. You realize the divine consciousness in every being, non-living thing, living thing, everything. That is the teaching of Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya. He says that everything in creation is from one source. Everything, even the non-living rocks, everything is from one source. So we can experience in any number of ways we want to experience, and we can ask any number of practical questions. We'll get the best guidance. And yes.